These scammers thought they had destroyed an innocent woman's life and gotten away with it, but they have no idea her closest friend is one of the world's deadliest assassins, and he's about to come straight for them. Adam Clay lives a quiet life, tending beehives inside a barn he rents from retired school teacher Eloise Parker. He mostly keeps to himself, but Eloise has become more than just his landlord, with Adam admitting she is the only person who has ever truly taken care of him. One afternoon, Eloise is working on her computer when a warning suddenly claims that a dangerous virus has infected her hard drive. Panicked, she calls the listed support number and reaches the United Data Group, better known as UDG. An executive named Garnett answers, burying her beneath technical jargon while secretly instructing his partners to download everything they can from her computer. He convinces Eloise to install software that will supposedly repair the system, even though he warns it may erase her files. While placing her on hold, Garnett reminds the call center workers to always stick to the script, only to light up when her financial information appears on screen. Along with her personal savings, Eloise manages a children's charity account containing more than $2 million. When Garnett reconnects, Eloise notices her computer behaving strangely, but he orders her not to touch the keyboard and insists everything on screen is part of the repair. To make the scam feel legitimate, he apologizes for the inconvenience and offers her compensation. Eloise checks her account and discovers a $50,000 deposit, only for Garnett to pretend he has made a disastrous mistake. Claiming he meant to send just $500, he begs her to return the difference before his employers fire him. Eloise offers to contact her bank, but Garnett keeps the pressure on until she reveals the password protecting every account connected to her online banking profile. The moment she gives it up, the scammers drain everything. Her life savings, retirement money, credit, and the entire charity fund disappear within seconds. Her computer suddenly shuts down as she desperately tries to reach Garnett, who is already celebrating with the rest of the call center. When the screen finally comes back on, Eloise sees the full damage and realizes she has lost not only everything she owns, but millions entrusted to her care. Meanwhile, Adam finishes collecting mayonnaise from his beehives and heads toward Eloise's house with a jar of honey. After repeated knocks go unanswered, he lets himself inside. The blaring smoke alarm and unnatural silence immediately put him on edge, so he grabs a kitchen knife and carefully enters the living room, where he finds a gun lying on the floor. Before he can investigate, FBI agent Verona Parker, Eloise's daughter, appears behind him with her weapon drawn. She forces Adam onto his knees, cuffs him, and demands to know why he is inside her mother's home. Adam apologizes, but Verona's attention shifts past him as she realizes Eloise is dead. By the time the police arrive, grief and suspicion have already collided, and Verona identifies Adam as a possible suspect. During questioning, Adam explains that he only came over to deliver honey. When Verona remains skeptical, he tells the officers that he rents Eloise's barn and entered after she failed to answer, while the smoke alarm continued blaring. His awareness impresses the police enough for them to ask whether he works in law enforcement, but Adam gives them the only answer he intends to. He is a beekeeper. As the officers test Adam's fingerprints and check him for gunshot residue, Verona searches the house and discovers evidence that her mother was scammed shortly before her death. The results soon clear Adam completely. His prints are not on the weapon, no residue is found on him, and the gun carries only Eloise's fingerprints. With no sign of another shooter, Verona is forced to accept that her mother took her own life. The following day, Verona visits Adam to apologize. She admits that he reminds her of her late brother, a former Marine raider, which may explain why Eloise trusted him so deeply. She also reveals the full extent of the theft. The scammers emptied her mother's savings and retirement accounts, drained the charity fund, and maxed out every credit card in her name. Investigators trace the operation to UDG, a criminal organization that has remained on the FBI's radar for years, while constantly staying one step ahead. Verona promises to find everyone responsible, but Adam simply says he has bees to tend. When she points out that he already checked the hive during the night, Adam calmly insists that the hive is more important. Out in the field, however, his real objective becomes clear. He contacts a woman from his former organization and asks her to locate the people behind the scam. She eventually calls back, explaining that the operation spans multiple countries and is deliberately difficult to trace. When she asks exactly who Adam wants found, he tells her he is about to discover that himself. Just as he arrives outside United Data Group headquarters, Adam steps from his Cybertruck carrying 2 cans of gasoline, Security orders him to leave, but he refuses, informing the guards that the company they protect is not a legitimate business, but a criminal operation built on exploiting vulnerable people. When they try to remove him by force, Adam drops both men effortlessly and walks inside. He calmly tells the receptionist that the building is about to burn and advises her to evacuate the other companies while she still can. Inside the main operations room, Adam sets down the gasoline and commands the workers to swear they will never exploit the vulnerable again. But the entire room laughs in his face, unaware that they have just stepped into a bucket load of trouble. Adam singles out one employee and beats the seriousness of the situation into him until the laughter dies. The workers finally repeat his oath, and Adam instructs them to leave because the building is going up in flames. As panic spreads, he drenches the computers, desks, and equipment that made the operation possible. Company leadership and armed security rush in, stunned that one man would attack their multi-million-dollar empire. But each new defender falls as quickly as the last. Adam eventually reaches Garnett, attaches a device to one of the computers, and warns that the next incoming call will trigger the explosion. He walks away just as the phone rings and the device begins blinking. After narrowly escaping the destruction of UDG, Garnett contacts the man financing the entire operation, wealthy businessman Derek Danforth. He reports that someone calling himself the Beekeeper stormed the building, destroyed their security team, and burned the headquarters to the ground. Furious that one man dismantled such a profitable operation, Derek demands answers from his head of security, Wallace Westwild, a former CIA director. Even Wallace cannot identify the attacker, so Derek orders Garnett to search every available record while assembling mercenaries to eliminate Adam Clay. Meanwhile, Verona and her partner, Agent Matt, arrive at the burned-out headquarters. The fire has erased the surveillance footage, leaving only the receptionist and a handful of terrified scammers as witnesses. Yet the deeper Verona digs into the operation responsible for her mother's death, the more determined she becomes to expose everyone behind it. Garnett's search soon leads his mercenaries back to Eloise's farmhouse. They initially question whether they have the right location, but Adam's ice cream truck confirms it. Following him to the barn, they destroy his beehives to draw him out, believing they have finally cornered their target. What they fail to realize is that Adam has been expecting them. He activates the machinery inside the barn and waits while the armed men spread through his workshop. The moment they separate, Adam begins ambushing them one by one, eliminating the entire team before they can understand what is happening. Garnett attempts to escape, but Adam catches him and forces his hand into a bandsaw, severing several fingers while deliberately leaving him alive to face the consequences of what he did. While Adam settles that score, Verona continues questioning the UDG employees and briefly celebrates a breakthrough in the case. The moment does not last. News arrives that her mother's farmhouse has also burned, and investigators recover evidence linking the attackers to UDG. With another crime scene now tied to the same organization, Matt begins to suspect that whoever destroyed the call center is systematically hunting everyone connected to the scam. Badly injured and missing several fingers, Garnett calls Derek and begs for help. He barely manages to describe what Adam did to him before the Beekeeper appears beside his vehicle. Adam drags him out, straps him to the back of a truck, and leaves the call connected so Derek can hear exactly what happens. After sending Garnett to his death, Adam gives Derek a simple warning: he is next. The threat leaves Derek badly shaken, forcing him to pressure Wallace into digging deeper. Their only clue is Adam's repeated claim that he is a beekeeper, but Wallace soon discovers that the title is far more literal and far more dangerous than Derek realizes. Adam Clay is a retired operative from the Beekeepers, a secret intelligence organization created to eliminate threats beyond the reach of conventional agencies. Having spent years inside the intelligence community, Wallace knows their reputation well. Once a beekeeper decides someone must be removed, very few people survive long enough to argue otherwise. Although Wallace despises the criminal empire Derek has built, he remains at his side out of loyalty to Derek's mother, Jessica, the President of the United States. That loyalty may keep Wallace in the fight, but Adam's identity makes one thing painfully clear: protecting Derek is about to become almost impossible. Meanwhile, Verona and Matt uncover more of the network responsible for Eloise's death. Garnett has deep connections to organized crime, and UDG is only one branch of a much larger operation controlled from somewhere above him. Yet while Garnett's history is easy to trace, Adam's is the complete opposite. No government database contains any meaningful record of Adam Clay, making it appear as though he never existed. The discovery of Garnett's mutilated body confirms Matt's theory that someone is systematically eliminating everyone connected to the scam. With the danger now closing in on her son, President Jessica personally contacts Wallace and orders him to protect Derek at any cost. Wallace turns to CIA Director Janet Howard, hoping the agency has something capable of stopping a former beekeeper. Janet confirms that Adam once belonged to the organization, but conventional agents would have little chance against him. Instead, she authorizes an active beekeeper named Anisette Landers to eliminate her former colleague. Adam is refueling at a gas station when Anisette launches her attack, trying to run him down before spraying the area with bullets. He narrowly escapes the opening barrage, and a vicious fight erupts between two operatives trained by the same organization. Anisette's skill makes her far more dangerous than Garnett's hired muscle, but Adam gradually takes control. He distracts her with a jar of honey, uses the opening to set her on fire, and ends the fight. Before leaving, he severs one of her fingers, knowing her biometric access can lead him into the beekeeper's secure facilities. Anisette's death sends shockwaves through the intelligence community. Rather than sacrifice more operatives in a deeply personal conflict, the beekeepers declare themselves neutral and refuse to interfere again. The decision leaves Wallace with almost no official resource capable of matching Adam. When Verona and Matt investigate the wreckage, they discover a beekeeper handbook inside Anisette's vehicle. The evidence confirms that both she and Adam belong to the same secret organization, finally explaining his lack of records and the extraordinary skills he has displayed throughout the hunt. As Adam travels toward Boston, Wallace assembles a new mercenary team and makes sure they understand what they are facing. The beekeepers are elite operatives who work outside normal government authority, removing threats they believe endanger society. Adam may be retired, but his training remains intact, and Wallace considers him rogue, driven by a personal mission that will not end until Derek Danforth is dead. Using Anisette's severed finger, Adam breaches a hidden beekeeper facility and searches its database for the next link in Derek's network. The trail leads to the 9-Point Center, another call center running fraud on a massive scale. Adam loads up on equipment and heads out, while Verona briefs Deputy Director Prigg and Special Counsel Amanda Munoz on what truly drives him. Adam is not chasing money or acting out of blind revenge. He believes predators like Derek must be removed when the system refuses to stop them. Convinced 9 Points will be his next target, the FBI authorizes a full-scale raid and mobilizes its tactical units. Inside the call center, Executive Rico Anzalone dismisses the danger and refuses to shut down such a profitable operation. Wallace takes the threat far more seriously, sending Commander Penis and a team of mercenaries to secure the building before Adam arrives. They evacuate the employees and prepare to meet the beekeeper head-on. Unfortunately for them, Adam enters alongside the raid itself, blending in with the arriving SWAT officers. He warns the agents to stay out of his way, hoping to prevent unnecessary casualties, but they recognize him and attempt an arrest. Adam overwhelms them and forces his way inside, where the terrified scammers immediately realize the man who destroyed UDG has found them. He gives them one chance to evacuate before Pettis and his mercenaries move in. The first wave surrounds Adam from every direction, but numbers mean little against someone trained to dismantle entire operations alone. He tears through the mercenaries one by one before disappearing into the building's infrastructure. Crawling above the ceiling, Adam uses the cramped passages to isolate his pursuers and drag them into ambushes before they can regroup. Pettis eventually corners him, only for Adam to trigger the fire alarm and plunge the building into chaos. Using the distraction, he steals Pettis' weapon and forces him into a vicious hand-to-hand fight. Pettis puts up more resistance than the others, but Adam finally crushes him with a fire extinguisher and continues toward Rico. By the time Boston police and Verona reach the building, Adam has already prepared another escape route. SWAT officers pursue him into an elevator shaft and fire blindly into the darkness above. Adam remains hidden until they pile inside, then detonates the support cable and sends the elevator crashing down, stranding the entire team. Realizing he has cut off the fastest route upward, Verona redirects the remaining officers toward the stairs. Adam reaches Rico and demands the name of the man controlling the operation. Rico initially refuses, insisting his boss is too powerful to touch, but Adam reminds him that no one is beyond consequences.
She was an educator, mom, dedicated her whole life to helping people. Yesterday she shot herself. She took $2 million from a charity she ran. She was the only person who ever took care of me. Who and where, Mr. Anzalone? Tell me who and where.
I can't. Look, these people, they're untouchable. No, please, please! Stop! I will!
Terrified, Rico finally gives up Derek Danforth's name. Before Adam can force out anything more, Verona and her team storm in with their weapons trained on him. Verona pleads with Adam to stand down and allow the justice system to handle Derek, but Adam has already seen how easily that system allows powerful men to hide behind money and influence. Rather than fight her, he slips away through the building and crosses paths with Matt. Adam disarms him without causing any real harm, unloads his weapon and walks off, making it clear that law enforcement was never his true target. With Rico and the remaining scammers arrested, Verona and Matt search the building and uncover the scale of Derek's operation. Both UDG and 9 Points are controlled through Danforth Enterprises, a company that also develops software for government agencies. Even worse, money stolen through the phishing network was secretly funneled into President Jessica Danforth's election campaign. Verona now realizes Adam's pursuit could lead beyond Derek to his mother, especially if he believes the president knowingly benefited from the criminal empire. Verona reports the discovery to Deputy Director Prigg, who orders the information kept confidential until the FBI can determine how deep the conspiracy runs. She warns him that Adam may consider the president his next target, prompting federal agents to descend on the Danforth family's coastal estate. They join the Secret Service and Derek's private mercenaries in locking down the property and protecting everyone inside. Wallace also brings in Lazarus, a legendary beekeeper hunter who lost a leg fighting one of Adam's former colleagues. Even he refuses to underestimate their opponent, admitting that Adam is not the kind of man they can expect to defeat through ordinary force. President Jessica quickly notices the overwhelming security presence and begins questioning why her own home has become a fortress. Derek attempts to reassure her, but he cannot stop the truth from closing in. Beneath one of the arriving security vehicles, Adam has already infiltrated the estate. He ambushes a Secret Service agent inspecting the vehicle, takes his uniform, and later changes into a suit, allowing him to move among the guests without drawing attention. Inside, Prigg privately confronts Jessica and Derek with everything the FBI has uncovered. Danforth Enterprises used classified government software to mine personal data and manipulate voters across crucial swing states, helping secure Jessica's election. The operation was financed with money stolen from victims like Eloise. Jessica is devastated to learn that her son's success and possibly her presidency was built on fraud. Refusing to protect herself at the expense of the truth, she vows to confess publicly if that is what it takes. Verona soon spots Adam moving through the estate and orders an immediate search. A chase erupts across the grounds until mercenaries and Secret Service agents surround him outside. Lazarus forces Adam onto his knees and prepares to execute him despite Verona's objections. But Adam has already rigged the area. He detonates explosives planted among the security vehicles, using the blast to break free before charging deeper into the mansion. Now, fully aware of the scale of Derek's crimes, Jessica decides to expose him publicly, hoping that surrendering the truth may also spare his life. Adam continues cutting through the estate's defenders, dropping Secret Service agents and mercenaries as he closes in. Lazarus eventually intercepts him, leading to a brutal knife fight that becomes Adam's toughest battle since leaving the Beekeepers. Both men tear into each other, but Adam survives the war of attrition and finally puts the legendary hunter down. Near the president's office, Wallace makes one final attempt to stop him. He reminds Adam that the Beekeepers were created to protect society, not to pursue personal revenge. Adam acknowledges the distinction, but Derek's crimes have already convinced him that the mission serves both purposes. He refuses to stand down. Inside the office, Derek panics as the consequences finally reach him. He shoots Prigg and grabs his own mother, holding Jessica hostage just as Adam, Verona, and Matt burst into the room. Verona tries to control the standoff, warning Adam not to harm either of them, but Derek refuses to surrender and threatens to kill Jessica if it means saving himself.
You decide who you work for the law or for justice.
Before Derek can make good on his threat, Adam shoots him and ends the standoff. With his mission complete, Adam escapes through a window and races toward the beach. Verona follows and takes aim, but after everything she has uncovered, she cannot bring herself to fire. She lowers her weapon and allows him to leave, accepting that the justice her mother never received has finally been delivered. Adam reaches scuba equipment he concealed near the shoreline, dives beneath the waves, and disappears into the ocean before anyone can stop him. At least for now, the hive is safe.